Welcome back guys to the TibEd tutorials of Dune 2000. We're back here, and in this tutorial we are probably gonna talk about the unit tab, which can be seen right here, and this bar contains every single unit from the game. As you can see here, you can edit pretty much a lot of settings about each unit. So alright, let's start with the quad, for example. Uh, and let's just go through each one of these settings and see what they are doing. Most of them are pretty self-explanatory, but still, let's go ahead and do it. So first, we've got the armor, which is if you put your mouse over the features, it will tell you a bunch of description in a balloon there, as you can see. So armor type of this unit: 0 equals weak armor and 7 equals indestructible. And now you are probably asking, what about those numbers, because I can't see anything about that here. Well, those are if you would like to do it the manual way. So if you're going to do that, you're gonna have to click manual, and right here you see all those settings from here, but in an INI format. So if you like to do it the code way, basically, you can do it this way. So yeah, alright. So today we're talking about general 1 tab, which contains the armor type. And about armor type, known is actually known. Like infantry, they don't have any armor at all. That's why they are dying so easily. Wall, well, the armor type that the wall has. Building, wood, light, heavy, concrete. Invulnerable is actually invulnerable, so they cannot be destroyed, while they still can be targeted. C way, this is the construction yard armor. It's a special armor type, I guess, and same for harvester. It's a special armor type. You can choose any of them. Um, they are pretty self-explanatory. Alright, build speed. This is very tricky, so you gotta pay attention to it. The larger the number is, the faster it is constructed. So if you want it to be constructed very slowly, you're gonna have to put something lower there. So let's go ahead with 20. The quad will be built slower now. Cost, this is the cost that you're gonna see in normal game settings. So it is gonna cost 400 when you're playing normal. Self-healing, if you put this to yes, then the quad will self-heal once the damage is above 50%, exactly like the Devastator. If you can remember, the Devastator is gonna heal itself if his health points are under 50%. The very important part of this is that the unit will not go over 50% when it's healing, so it will stop healing at 50%. Sight, this is the line of sight, so or how far can this unit look. If you increase this, then the unit will reveal the shroud easily. So don't confuse this with the range. It's not the same thing. It's just the sight. So if you increase this, it will not increase the range of the weapon. And strength, this is the health points. Alright, so we've covered the basic. Now construction requirements. This is the first building to be built in order to get this unit. So you are obviously gonna need a building that can pump units out. You can even put it in the heavy factory, but we're gonna let it for light factory for this. Require upgrade, either yes or no. up to your choice. Second prerequisite, well, actually this one I remember it crashing the game, so you gotta be very careful with this one. You can try and see if it works. Last time I tried, it crashed my game. So don't use it unless you really need. And tech level, well, again, pretty self-explanatory. If you want to remove this unit from the game, you can put there -1 and it will not be buildable at all. But we're gonna let it 2 for now. The owner, the site that can build this unit actually. Multiplayer only. This is, well, if you think about the Grenadier, for example, in version 1.06, it is only available in multiplayer. You cannot build it in campaign. So that unit has this value 2s. And the starport, if you want it to appear in the starport menu or not. But please note, the starport menu allows only 8 units in total. So if you are adding more than that, it will more than likely crash or not show up the last unit at all. I don't know, never tried, but trust me, you can add more than 8 units. So if you are wanting to remove this one, you gotta add something in exchange. The weapons, this drop down menu allows you to select your weapon. We're gonna talk about weapons in later tutorials when we are gonna see everything about them. Rate of fire, again, you can read this balloon here, it explains it quite easily. So if you want it to fire faster, you're gonna have to reduce the value. Inaccurate, well, what this means, it's not really like the projectile is gonna miss. It's more like the projectile is not gonna hit all the times, like the siege tank. You know, the siege tank misses very fast units because the projectile doesn't follow them. Well, that's how I understood this one. I'm not very sure about it, but it's not what it should mean. The secondary weapon, for example, Sardukar and Fremen have a secondary weapon which works against vehicles, and the primary weapon works against infantry. So that's how it works. And going on the movement tab, we have the speed. So if you're increasing this one, the unit is gonna move faster. You can compare it to, for example, the MCV, which is very slow, as you can see here. The speed type, I think I already talked about this in the previous tutorial. It's also telling the unit if it can turn like a tank. For example, if we put tracked, it's gonna turn like a tank. If we put wheeled, it's not gonna turn like that. Or flying, that's also self-explanatory. Rate of turn, that's for, you know, if you really want your unit to turn slower to engage targets coming from different angles, then you're gonna have to work with this. And I would recommend to test this with a combat tank because they have those turrets, so it's easily to see. This one allows your unit to run over infantry and move to infantry zone. This is only useful for infantry because, you know, you wouldn't like a vehicle to go through cliffs and shit because that's not really realistic. Alright, so we've covered the general one tab of the units, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it and found it useful, and see ya later.